Hey, like I said, I would make some new videos going over what I think are two pretty important issues that were asked about on the paperwork that I was sent by email to answer. And the first question that I would like to go over with the whole audience out there who's been, I guess, very patient and who've also been very supportive of me for a long time. I know there's some of you out there, so you know, I think you know who you are. But there are also a lot of people, who are always coming aboard onto my channel, and maybe they don't have such a great understanding of what has gone on for me in the past, or what's currently going on. And the first question that I want to bring up is, what was the hardest thing about growing up in my family? Now, the way I'm going to answer that is the way that I answered it on the paper was that I had a hard time talking about certain things that were considered to be taboo by my immediate family. So that would include anything about mental health issues, or well, I think you can, get the idea of where I'm going with this. I come from a pretty conservative family overall. I'm not at all, upset about that. I mean, I totally respect it, and I feel like I share certain views that are in line with theirs. But when it comes to mental health, and I know that I really try hard to keep the videos, I'd say G to PG rated in general. But it was the two big things that were usually off limits were mental health, and I'm just gonna say it, sexuality. I'm just gonna let you know I'm straight, and so are my brothers. Everybody in my immediate family, it happens to be straight, and there was no trouble with any of us having something that was considered outside the box or anything when it came to that. So I'm not, so before any of you come to a conclusion, this isn't about me saying that I'm not straight. It's just I mean anything about sexuality, like going through puberty, like talking about the changes that we all go through at that time in our lives. Like I had to learn about all that stuff in the school environment. Okay, I went to, as you know, I went to uh, a private Catholic school, and yeah, they did, they did a good job of teaching us the stuff that we needed to know. But, I didn't get that outside of the classroom, not whatsoever. It was all left to the teachers to go over things with us in the class, and probably, I don't know, 50 to 60% of the class, I'd have to say, they probably had a lot of knowledge about that area, because maybe they had brothers and sisters who, talked like that around them, using all the terms and everything. And in my family, no one talked about things like that. They were very, as I said, they were very conservative, and those things were, left off limits. So it's hard for me to talk about this, but hey, that's my question that I had to answer, and I've got to do my best to go over it. So, okay, I've already established that, talking about those sort of things were taboo, and, if I needed to have some answer to a question that might be considered taboo to the rest of the family, it was pretty much, maybe someone in the school can help you, help answer your question about it. And so my parents were not very involved with me in terms of, trying to, I don't know, a lot of parents, they like to have their kids set up with each other for matchmaking type stuff. I'm not talking when they're, like teenagers, but, usually, like, kids are like 10 and 11, their parents will say, here's a young girl that, we think that you two could be friends and get along. Okay? Well, my parents, they were like, almost, I can't say that they were exactly like me, but they were very much like I was. They were very shy, and they didn't really talk much about these things when we were growing up. Second issue is they didn't have any friends. I can't say my parents have many friends at all, let alone having friends that have kids of their own. So, I didn't get to experience, being in a group like that where, the moms will have their young kids play together and all that. The only kids I ever got to play with were my brothers, and then when I got into elementary school, then I got to play with, the kids who were there. But So all that time before I got into school, I didn't have any school kid to play with.